In this video, we will have a close look at the new Bullet versions R2 and R2 Pro. Hi, I'm Ingo from Roast Rebels, and now let's go. You may have heard it, Aillio is adding two new versions to the Bullet range. They are called R2 and R2 Pro. And in this video, as said, we will have a close look at what is different between the R2 versions and the R1 version. This one here is the R1 that you already know, a very proven machine, the best 1 kilo roaster that is around. So for you to understand, the R2 versions, they're based on the R1 versions, so they will also have this very precise control of heat, airflow and drum speed. They will also have these measurement possibilities of the beam probe and this super precise, super fast IBTS sensor. They will also have this super energy efficient induction heating. They will also have roast time and roast world. And especially in the newer versions, roast time is really a fantastic software. So they're based on the existing machine, but they just bring in some new features that sometimes even improve then the way of working with these special features that the Bullet range has. And also for you to understand, there are two new versions, R2 and R2 Pro. The Pro version has everything the R2 version also has, and even more. So it has a bit more features, it is a bit better. Therefore, when I'm going to talk about the new machines, I'm always going to talk about the R2, which comprises both of the machines. And when there is a special features about the R2 Pro, then I'm going to mention these separately. Also, maybe before we start, for you to know, Aillio is nearly sold out with new R2 versions. There is a high request for them. So if you want to make sure to get one of the new machines as soon as possible, then make sure you get into the pre-sale. We have saved ourselves quite a batch of machines from the first production, and we still have some spots available. So if you want to have a machine from the pre-sale, then quickly come back to us. You'll find my contact in the description below, or just send me an email to ingo@roastrebels.com, just to make sure you don't miss this, because the next batches, they will be then shipped somewhere in Q1 of 2025. And the first batches, they are expected to be sent out internationally at the end of September, beginning of October. Within Europe, because there are some special certifications needed here, the machines are expected to be shipped by end of October, beginning of November. Also, what I would highly recommend you when you order a Bullet anyway, but especially one of the new machines, then make sure you go to a seller that gives you excellent support. But I can tell you about Roast Rebels is we have sold hundreds of Bullets, so we know the machine inside out. If there is anything, in most cases, we can support our customers very quickly because we know most of the issues by heart. We are also the only seller in Europe where you not only get support by email or an online form or phone, you also get support directly by WhatsApp. Just send us a WhatsApp. And in most cases, we can answer you within minutes or within hours. That makes sure that you don't have long downtimes if there is anything with your machine, and that you can get back to roasting as quickly as possible. Also, we have nearly all spare parts within our warehouse. So if you have an issue, then we can ship out the spare parts very quickly and you get them in a short period of time. I don't know if you knew it, but if you have something with the machine that you really need service within the warranty periods, then we either send you a DHL label or we send a driver to your home that will pick up the machine, bring to our service center, we fix it, we send it back to you. You have nothing to take care about, all on our cost. That is the service that we provide for our customers. And what's also important for you to know, we don't only give 2 years warranty to private customers, but also to businesses, which is especially important because businesses are using the machine much more, they have much more use, and they're also dependent on having a quick and fast and reliable support for the machines. So much for that. Now let's go into the features of the machine. One of the main differences between the machines is the power they have. The R1 version had 9 steps in their heating element, and the maximum power was 1550 watts. In the R2 version, the Aillio team added one more step, so you have now 10 steps, and it goes up to 1700 watts. That's especially valuable for those people that like to have this very fast, very hot specialty roasts, or also shorten the time in back-to-back roasting. And with the R2 Pro version, they even added 5 more steps. So you will have now 14 steps in your heating element control, and the power will go up to 2300 watts. The machine is much faster and it can also roast more coffee. And that's Then the second big difference, the capacity. The R1 version had a 1 kilo capacity, although I heard from some people that really like this fast specialty roasts that they go to a maximum of 800 grams. With the R2, you have a capacity of 1 kilo, and you can even do this very fast roasts with a 1 kilo batch. And with the R2 version, you have now a capacity of 1.2 kilo. So you have 20% more capacity, even for those very fast, very quick roasts, and be much more efficient in your roasting procedure, which is valuable, especially if you use the machine for commercial uses. So you can do more roasts and you can do larger roasts. One technical feature they added is called flow control. For you to understand the way the airflow is working in this machine, it's taking air in here and in here. The air is going below the drum to be heated, then it's going into the drum, so you get warm air in the drum. It's adding to convective heat transfer, and then it's being released at the top of the roaster in this tube. And at the end, there is the chaff filter, which is then cleaning the air from the chaff, and then the air is being released through this hole here. This is working perfectly and super consistently if you keep your chaff filter clean and if you keep your machine calibrated. In practical use, we just saw that often the chaff filters are not super clean, or the machine is not calibrated anymore, so the airflow is not consistent, and therefore your roasts are not consistent. And in order for you to have more consistent roasts, now Aillio introduced this flow control. This means it has a sensor in here which is measuring how fast the air is moving in your machine, and if there is a variance, then it corrects it so that your airflow is always the same. And related to this, there is a chaff filter clean alert. Dirty chaff filter is actually causing a lot of issues that we have experienced with Aillio users. So in any case, take care to keep your chaff filter clean. But with the R2 versions now, the machine sees if the difference between the airflow as it should be and as it is, and also the pressure in the machine is out of place. And then it gives you an alert to now clean the chaff filter. And therefore, they're going to be working with a new sensor that is in the machine, which is a Barometic pressure sensor. So a new sensor that gives you more information about what's happening in the machine, about the air pressure in the machine. Another thing that we realized with the Aillio Bullet is the cleanliness of the IBTS. The IBTS is a fantastic sensor. It's very precise, it's very fast, but the point is it needs to be clean. If there is buildup on the IBTS sensor, then it's measuring too low temperatures and the whole system is out of place in preheating and also in roasting. Therefore, in any case, you need to make sure to clean your IBTS regularly. With most of the users, it's enough if you clean it about 2 or 3 times a year. It's with the R1 quite a simple procedure. You open the screws and then you clean it. With the R2 and R2 Pro models, it's even easier. You can just open the machine here in the control panel, clean the IBTS, or also clean the other parts of the machine, or more easily replace any parts if there is any issues. So the whole maintenance procedure of the machine is even easier than it used to be because the parts are constructed a little bit differently. Also, talking about the control panel, it will in future not only be LED, but LED plus OLED. So it will look better, it will have more functions, and it will be more user-friendly to work directly at the display. And then there is also the sound of the machine. Now you know the machine has this voice in it, so the machine is telling you the bullet is now ready, you can charge it, and so on. And in future, you can even individualize those sounds, add own sounds, and change it a little bit. So if these sounds are helpful for you, then you will be happy with these new features. Also, in the machine, there will be some more dust filters, so the whole electronics will be protected more from chuffs and dust. Especially if you do a lot of roasts and you're a bit in a dusty environment, you will have less service issues because the electronics is protected even better. And then there is a new lighting system. Until now, we had this LED light, which was illuminating the beans in the chamber already quite nicely, but in future it will be even better. There will be a really beautiful light so that you can see the color of your beans in daylight and in a very high quality lighting system. One thing people were a bit frustrated was that the machine didn't come with a bean deflector, so you had to purchase until now a bean deflector for the R1, an investment that really made sense because when you release the beans, then some of the beans are jumping out on the side. Now the R2 and the R2 Pro are coming directly with a bean deflector. Another topic I know that is discussed quite emotionally with the Bullet is the cooling tray. Me personally, I'm happy with the cooling tray of the R1. It's very efficient. It doesn't add any unnecessary stress to the beans, and it's cooling the bean in the time that's needed. But some people, especially if they do back-to-back roasts or then commercial roasting, they were looking for a bean tray which is then moving, which has agitating arms and which is constructed a little bit differently. Now with the R2 Pro version, only with the Pro version, there will be released a new cooling tray that is coming with the machine. The R2 and the R1 versions are still coming with this classic cooling tray. But if you are looking to purchase this cooling tray individually, because a lot of people are asking for this, then you will have the possibility to upgrade your R1 roaster with the new Pro cooling tray. It will be separately available somewhere beginning of next year. Two functions that will come in the future. Aillio is working on Wi-Fi connection, and for the Pro version there will be a control area network protocol so that the machine then can be connected to other machines if you want to add more optimization in your roastery. So especially for Pro users, this can be a function that will be valuable in the future. I hope this was helpful for you. If you want to know more about the machine or roasting in general, then always come back to me. Also, as said, if you want to pre-order machine from the first batches to be one of the first to work with the new R2 or R2 Pro versions, then come back to me directly. You'll find my contact in the description, and more information about the machines are to be found on our website roasttravels.com.